How's it going, everybody? Today we've got one of the MTD 300E 125cc. This one has the plastic carburetor. We're going to replace it and probably do a plug, air filter, stuff like that. So first thing you're going to do, take your air filter cover off. It unsnaps up here, comes off. This is the air filter that was in this one. Really bad. So once you get that off, you're going to have a 7mm, then you're going to have an 8mm here and here. So go ahead and grab the 7. Right, we'll grab 8mm for the other two. And your last one here. No, I lied. There is one more right here. And it is also a 7 again. There it goes. All right. I'll set that aside, clean it up later. All right, I think these just kind of pop out. They have an O-ring. Yep, there we go. Go ahead and squeeze this clamp, get your fuel line off, and then we've got one linkage here. Kind of hard to see. There you go. So, get our needle nose, come in here, grab the clamp, slide it back. Sorry for the camera angle, this is a little hard to do with one hand and record at the same time. Alright, I'm going to get this fuel line off and then I'll come back. Basically, you need to hold this with your hand so you can break the fuel line loose and pull it off. Alright, just like that. So we got our fuel line off. Now we're going to pull out on the carburetor, kind of hold this. Just get it worked off that linkage there, just like that. Just keep in mind where your linkage hooked up. Some of these have multiple holes. This one's pretty obvious where it goes. Alright, we're going to set this one aside and go ahead and grab our new one. I bought a kit that came with the air filter cover, fuel line, spark plug, all that good stuff. And there's our new carburetor. We're just going to take a quick look at it, make sure it matches the other one, which I'm sure it does. Everything here looks the same. Go ahead and check out this other side. Yep, everything looks good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get these gaskets put on the new one, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to put it on. All right, so we got our gasket in this side, new O-ring on that side. This may take two hands as well, but before you lock this in to these slots, you need to get your linkage, which is right here. Get your linkage back in this hole right here. All right, so once you get your linkage back in there, this little nipple here is going to slide into here, and you're going to line it up there in the back over your intake. And it's going to snap into place. All right, now you go get your fuel line. You go get it back on your carburetor. Just like this. Make sure it's slid all the way up on there. Go grab your fuel line clamp, slide it down. Right there. All right, now we are installed. Our linkage works. All right, we'll go ahead and clean up the air box and put it back on. All right, better than it was for sure. Now you're just going to line up the crankcase breather hose, get it on there. There's a couple little notches right here and one right there. They're going to go in those two holes there below the screw holes. Again, not the easiest thing to do with one hand, but see there, we got that lined up. Just go let it fall into place just like that. We'll go ahead and grab our screws and start setting our screws in. Not tight, not until we get the rest of them ran down, just snug. That's about good there. First one started, go ahead and get this one in. Remember your 8mm go here and here. Right here and right here. There, we got that one pretty snug. We'll go back to our 7mm. We're going to tighten those down first because they are actually what seals the airbox to the carburetor. The two 8mm seal the airbox to this framing, I guess you would call it. So we'll go ahead and tighten these down now, and then we'll come back and tighten the two 8mm. Underneath there. All right, double check that one. And we're going to grab our 8mm again and finish tightening these. There we go. All right. Now this kit actually came with a new airbox cover as well, so we might as well use it so we don't have to even clean the old one. Just tuck this in. It only goes in one way. If you've got a big gap on one side or the other, that means you've got it upside down or backwards or something. It only goes in one way. Just make sure it's pushed in around this part, and all your edges should be tucked in just like this. Now you're good. Now your airbox cover, same way it came off. Put those little tabs down there. Put them in here and let it ride up, and it'll snap right into place. All right, now we'll put some fuel in the tank, and I'm not going to change the spark plug yet. We're just going to see if it wants to run, and if it does, I'll do an oil change and put the spark plug in. But that basically wraps up how you replace the carburetor. So let me go ahead and put a little gas in it, and we'll see if it runs. All right, we got probably half a tank in there. We'll go ahead and put the gas cap back on. All right, give it a few primes. It may take a couple pulls since there was no gas in this carburetor. It may take it a minute to fill up. All right. Well, it sounded like it wanted to that time. It's trying to. All right, maybe we should put a plug in it. Maybe the plug's fouled out. You're just going to want to kind of twist on the boot, make sure it releases from the porcelain on the spark plug, the white part. All right. Oh yeah. Soaking wet too. It smells like old gas. This lawnmower had sat, I don't know how long, but these days the gasoline does not last very long, so it probably just sat for a year, honestly. So we'll go ahead and put this one in, brand new. Let's see if she wants to run now. All right, once you get it started, I do run it in with my impact, but I do not tighten it with the impact. Put it on a regular ratchet and finish tightening it. Just like that. It does not need to be super tight. Just needs to be tight enough that it won't vibrate loose. All right. Go ahead and hook our spark plug boot back on, spark plug wire. Make sure you feel or hear it snap on. All right, hopefully it's not flooded now. We are going to try again. Oh. Well, it started on the first pull that time. See what it does now. All right. Well, that's all there is to it. She's running good now. So now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and change the oil on it, sharpen the blade. She'll be ready to mow. Awesome. I like when things go smooth. All right, well, if this video was helpful, if you don't mind leaving a like, maybe subscribe. This was just a quick, short video. Pretty common mower, one of the more popular ones at the box store, maybe. If you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Other than that, have a blessed day.